Black is back. Hello from the hall. Yeah, what are we supposed to do, guys? What are we supposed to do? 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 What? Just exist? Because a man and woman had sex in a controlled paper world, right? It's all regulated. Yeah, we gotta have these regulations because people can't think for themselves or feel for themselves. It's all evil, bolted nonsense, guys. We're just coping. That's what I say in all my videos, right? So anyway, what are we supposed to do? We're just supposed to exist and basically just help each other and love each other, and yeah, that's it. Be happy. That's it. That's all that matters. Everything else, I mean, just, improve your consciousness. Anything else is meaningless. It's bullshit. It's nonsense. It's stupid. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise, guys. Anybody who goes up to you and says, "Oh, you got to work hard, you got value in order to be valuable or worth something," you spit in their face. You fucking idiot. You're a narcissist, normie, whatever the hell you are. You're just a demon in this crazy place that we call Earth, this hell realm. Yeah. It's just, what are we supposed to do? Just help each other. It's just, love each other, help each other, be happy. Whatever that means. And it's a fucking hell realm. People just, free will, like, consciousness, it can go both ways, light and dark, Because you can't have consciousness without free will, and you can't have free will without consciousness, They're the same thing. So therefore, there's going to be evil. Just like a tornado sucking everything up. You got to have the hot and cold air. It's just usually causes destruction when two sides collide with each other. Evil can't exist with the decency, the goodness, or whatever, the holiness. Even it's just, even if God did create everything, it's just there's gonna be evil. Otherwise, you're just staring at a screen, blank. How are you supposed to cope with that? It's just nothing. Just sitting there waiting for something to happen. It's a void. Come on, let's have something. Let's have a show. Let's do something. Let's learn, even though we're already perfect spirits, right? Let's just have a little fun. Listen to music. Let's play a game. Yeah. That's all it is. It's a passing show. That's why it can come off as being disappointing, because there's going to be a lot of people, which is just consciousness incarnated, right? It's just, that's all anything is. It's just, just everything's just trying to regulate itself. Just help each other and be happy. That's it. But, there's going to be a lot of crap, the illusion of crap, because everything's an illusion. We're still perfect consciousness, but there's going to be a lot of crap where people are just thinking that, oh, you're disappointing me. This person doesn't believe in me. This person is plotting against me. It goes on forever. People are always just trying to swindle each other, and it shouldn't be that way. It's like the opposite of the way it should be. It's a hell realm, because the density of it, it's just everything's under the delusion that this is all there is. Well, of course it's all there is, but you're under the delusion that this dense reality is what's really real. This is just an end result. It's a culmination of everything. When you watch your favorite movie, when you listen to your favorite music, you play your favorite game, you feel all those feelings. What is that? You're touching inward. You're going inward into the universe. There's nothing outside of us. We are it. It is us. God, source, whatever. And then you're touching that, you're kind of moving inward a little bit. Your thoughts are a little higher up than your emotions, because your emotions indicate how in sync you are with your consciousness. So you move back inward with your emotions a little bit, and then your thoughts, your thoughts, and you get a feeling for that thought. Because if it was the other way around, it's like you got your feeling, and it's like, how are you going to think if you already got the feeling? You got to look at it that way, because it just trickles down into the physical. Everything, and there's thoughts and your imagination, and you get feelings as to how in sync it is with. You have a good feeling, then it's a good thing. You have a crappy feeling, it's a bad thing, and it manifests in the physical world. I know this sounds kind of weird, but this is how, the truth, this is how things really are. You go to sleep at night and you're touching back into that, because everything's in the here and now, and we're eternal consciousness, and we create everything. And we're just experiencing a form-based, dense reality in order to help us become aware of ourselves, and that's it. And the way to do that is to help each other and love each other. And people are just swindling each other because, like I say, you get free will and consciousness. So even if God or whatever did create the world, he knew that people were going to have free will. But it's like, why not just do that instead of just sit in a void forever? And, it's just right. Yeah, we're perfect spiritual beings, but it doesn't matter if we're not doing anything with it. So what are we supposed to do? We're supposed to exist. And a lot of people are just going the way of the devil or whatever. What is the devil? It's man-made, just like anything else. Of course it's man-made, because you got to become a man in order to become devilish. If you're one with God, you don't have to be like that. It's now that you're starting to see it. And the reason why it's not that God hates us or doesn't care about us or whatever, or doesn't exist for that, is the fact is that we're just bringing everything on ourselves, and life could be better, but there's just too much free will evil, fucking it up for all the decency. Too much pain and suffering here. You shouldn't bring kids here, because if you're gonna have a kid, I can't stop you. I ain't having no kids. I mean, no matter what. But if you want one, that's up to you, man. I mean, I can't stop people from having sex and having kids, man. I can't, marriage, I don't even really believe in marriage. I believe in love, but, marriage is like a showcase. If you're going to have a kid, then go ahead and have a kid. I mean, I can't stop you. I mean, I just don't think it's right, because there's too much, that kid is just going to suffer and go through a lot of nonsense, because this is a realm where, hell is other people, where all evil is. It's like, I believe that heaven is a place where everybody thinks alike, or I know it is, because, I mean, what else could it be? And that's, we go to realities that resonate with us. All this talk about the biblical, about the world being 6,000 years old, or rapture and everything. I believe that rapture is available, yes, for the people that are willing to move to it. But as far as the world being 6,000 years old, that's kind of far-fetched to me. That sounds like religion talking to me. I mean, come on. It's got to be the billions of years thing. I mean, because, consciousness is a bit reincarnation, the memory being wiped out. I mean, I would have to say that makes sense. And then when you return inward, you shed this mortal frame, and this crystallized biological. Because it's just, when we go to sleep at night, we're like batteries, and we're moving back inward to charge ourselves up again. So once you discard that, you go back inward, and you get you get more into your essence. It's just a matter of what level of essence. There's many levels of heaven. There's many levels of hell. If you believe that you go to hell, then you go to hell. Why would you want to go to hell when you can go to heaven? Heaven is where everybody thinks alike. Hell is where people think different. That's where we are, a dense place, a tough place for consciousness. It's not a good idea to bring kids here, because we're already perfect spiritual beings, right? Why not just stay in the heavenly places or whatever? It's just a matter of how in sync you are, and how good you feel, and how much you resonate with the environment you're creating and all the consciousness around you. Because it's just one great consciousness. We're all just pieces of that. We're all just players at a game. It's like like when you turn on a video game system and all that stuff pops up really quickly in the background. Same thing's happening here. It's just happening so slowly. Now, of course, there's no proof of this. It'll be like, well, there are these videos that you can go to online and look into it. I mean, it's just people just trying to sell stuff. Well, it's the only thing that makes sense, because you can't just come from nothing without having, you can come from nothing, because that's when everything is blank and ready to just paint a picture or whatever. It's just a blank frame, and then you paint a picture on it. That's how this reality is. From nothing can come the greatest something, right? Because it's just nothing comes from nothing. That's nonsense. Because stuff is coming from nothing all the time. And stuff, nothing can come from something too, because you're just tired of waiting for something to happen. Nothing can come from something. That's why everything exists. Something comes from nothing because you have a blank slate to deal with, right? Does that make sense? Well, we've created a reality where we're just trying to avoid things all the time, and we need to. That's why we go to sleep at night. It's like we're going back to Wonderland, then we got to wake up and deal with the hunters out of the rabbit hole matrix. Yeah. So yeah, it's crazy that the reality that we've created, and it's just, what are we supposed to do is to just realize that we're bringing it on ourselves and help each other and love each other. But there's too much ignorance and there's too much free will, and people are always going to be trying to swindle each other, and there you go. Be nice if it was not like that. It'd be nice if we could just slap people and punch them and say, wake up. It don't work like that. Fucking, it's just, we all got light and dark inside of us. It's what we act on that makes us who we are. Yeah. Blah, blah, blah. Once you realize this, you'll be like, this, I don't know. I mean, if you're like me, you'll be like, no, I don't want to bring a kid here. I don't want them to deal with me, and I don't want to deal with them. And I don't want them to deal with all this. But there are those people that are going to say, hey man, hey Black Hole, I'm going to have a kid anyway because I want a baby. I don't care about all this crap. I still want a baby. But Black Hole is just filled to the brim with dirt, and he needs to fucking dig himself back to reality or whatever. And whatever, guys. I mean, you don't have to agree with me. Like I was just saying a second ago, everybody's different and creates their reality, and it's free will. You're allowed to think what you want. I'm not going to say that you can't have kids. I can't stop you from having kids. But I'm just saying, from my free will, that I think it's wrong to bring a child in this world. Because it's just, there's too much suffering here. There's too much pain and misery. There's unfairness, and just free will. People misusing the grace that they have of being able to create whatever reality they want. But you guys, think what you will and feel what you will and try to sync yourselves as best with this source, God or whatever, as best you can, because that's all anybody can do. What are we supposed to do? Be ourselves. Do what we need to do and try to survive in this supposedly hell realm that we created for ourselves, because it's a hell realm because we make it that way. There doesn't have to be any hell. There doesn't even have to be any heaven. There can just be a floating void like there was in the beginning, right? Because that's how everything's created, is just regulating and tripping over itself and trying to survive amongst itself. We're all immortal anyway, so why not just love and help each other? That's what we should do. Let me know how much you guys agree with me. Like, share, subscribe. I don't know when I'm going to make my next content. I love you all, and see you guys again when the time is right. Appreciate everybody. Love you all. Black Hole out. Bye-bye for now. Take care.